Hello all. So I will explain you what is this Langflow which we created for any query which is being asked from a SysCloud app. So first I will give you the brief about what is SysCloud. So SysCloud is a SaaS product where we back up most of the clouds like Google, Office, like HubSpot, QuickBooks. So we are a third party backup software. So the main sources of the data is their actual cloud like Google, and we back up their data and store it in a AWS. On top of it, we provide workflows like they can anytime restore data, export data, backup their data. Now, in this cloud app, we have a AI mode where if you ask question like how many clouds are currently backup in my this particular account. So if I ask this question, it will first do a sync flow and an async flow. Sync flow will do a database entry directly where it will store a question with the chat request ID, and async flow will make a Langflow API call, and then Langflow will give us the answer using LLM. Now it told 12 clouds are being backed up. Now if we see the Langflow of this, it's look complex. First, we are restructuring all the payload which came from the UI, like business user ID, their context, and the question. This question chat input is the question. Then we destructure all these things. Make first LLM call to make the system prompt. Second LLM call to generate the title of the conversation. Then database request to get the history of particular conversation ID. Then we make a schema fetch. The question which the customer asks, we need to get the relevant documentation from the database using the vector embedding. Then next, if it required some table, then go to the schema table, cover level table schemas, get the schema. Post that all these tools are available to the LLM. Now LLM will make the call using all this agent and give the response. So this whole process was generally taking 10 seconds to 30 seconds to 1 minute to respond to a query. Now this was a V1 version. Most of the prefetching of the complex logic we have reduced. Now we reach to the V2 version, where system prompt generation, history, getting dynamic examples are being now already being prefetched in my code, and then in the async flow, I will make a Langflow API call. It has reduced our time, but not that much drastically. So we have fully moved from Langflow to a normal code. So what it happens whenever the request is triggered from the UI, a question is asked, then it will first make a sync call where it will just do a database entry with the proper chat request ID, and it will just call this async flow. Now this async flow, whatever you were doing in the line flow is now being done in the code. So we have reduced the timing from 1 minute to under 10 seconds. So now I will show you the local host where the new flow is running. Currently, just not deployed to the production. So if I ask question like, and also in this flow, I have also added a follow-up question support. So let's suppose I ask this question, explain my invoice. Now this is using the new flow, which does not involve any line flow. Now why we shifted from a line flow to a normal code? Because the line flow components take time to spin up. Another thing is we cannot do parallel processing there. So like title generation, uh, all these things can be done in parallel. So we have done that in this new flow. Now this flow, you might have observed the query responded quickly, and we also added a support for the follow-up questions. Now if I select any follow-up question, it will give answer very quickly. It gave within 3 seconds. So this, after moving from Langflow to a normal code where we are doing a parallel processing, we have saved our time. Another big approach which we took is if we see Langflow, now LLM is deciding for this particular user query, do I need which schema I need to fetch, which table schema I need to get. So these are not a part of system prompt. Now it is a part of agent loop tool. Now agent will decide key which tool I have to use. Now in the code, what we have done, we have prefetched all this thing and added it in a system prompt itself, so that now the LLM tool does not have to make a multiple loops. So in this way, we have saved the time. And if we talk about this full chat interface in the UI, this AI mode, this I have developed, and the Langflow also I developed last 2 years back. Now we have shifted fully from Langflow to a normal code, which is saving our time. And gradually now, only this currently we have implemented for billing context. For rest of the context, we are still developing. Once that is developed, we will move it to the production as well. So that's what all about this Langflow project.